Kanye West documentary filmmaker says In Whose Name is about fame, not breakdowns. Nico Ballesteros started trailing the mogul while he was still a teenager. The 3,000 hours of footage he captured for the doc, In Whose Name, covers West's highs, lows, and anti-Semitic rants. 6 months after Nico Ballesteros graduated high school, he was pointing a camera at Kanye West. Hired as a videographer to document the global music superstar's life from every angle, no matter what. Keep recording, he was told, and that included candid moments with Elon Musk and fights with mother-in-law Kris Jenner to a routine teeth cleaning at the dentist. He stayed for 6 years. When it came time to put the camera down, Ballesteros had more than 3,000 hours of footage and huge mountain to climb to cut a documentary about the highs and lows he captured. The result, In Whose Name, hits theaters this weekend from ASMI Entertainment. The only child of divorced parents, both of whom work for the same biomedical manufacturing company, Ballesteros barely remembers a time when he wasn't carrying a camera. His passion for filmmaking led him to Orange County School of the Arts, and an obsession with music and culture brought him into the DMs of LA tastemakers. One thing led to another, and eventually he landed what was expected to be a temporary gig documenting West's life. Over those 6 years, as West grappled with mental health challenges as a result of bipolar disorder, the rapper and Yeezy mogul saw his marriage and career implode amid breakdowns and anti-Semitic rants. Ballesteros captured it all. Empathy, a lot of empathy. Ballesteros explained of his feelings toward West during an interview with a Hollywood reporter in the Chateau Marmont lobby. It's the human beneath the idol. Now 26, Ballesteros talks a lot about fame after having been so close to it for so long. It's also something viewers will probably be talking about, even if it's just in reference to the long list of celebrities who have cameos. The list include President Donald Trump, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Drake, Rihanna, LeBron James, Lady Gaga, Pharrell Williams, Diddy, Anna Wintour, the late Charlie Kirk, and, of course, ex-wife Kim Kardashian. Tongues will surely be wagging about Saturday Night Live star Michael Che's bold confrontation, with West following the rapper's controversial rant in a MAGA hat. Below, Ballesteros opens up on how he found himself in West's orbit in the first place, having to take out loans in order to support himself as an unpaid filmmaker, the Herculean editing process, and what West had to say when he saw an early cut. What was your first meeting with Kanye like? It wasn't a meeting. I just immediately started filming. The first time I saw him was through a camera while recording. Tell me about that day. Ye, I believe, was just coming back into society after spending a lot of time at home, recovering from a hospital stay. I don't know the specific timeline, but the hospitalization was about a year prior. When I got there in January, he had started hosting intimate concerts. He wasn't performing, but was inviting friends over to perform, and obviously there were a lot of high-profile people in attendance, including Kim, Frank Ocean, Elon Musk. I was the only one documenting it. I had a high 8 at the time because he was known for using videographers that worked in mediums like VHS, so I was thinking that if it was a creative language, I would continue that. With that, it also allowed me to shoot in night vision mode since it was usually so dark during performances. I remember pulling up to the warehouse office, and when they let me in, I was told to start filming whenever I saw him. Feel free to follow him. He's used to it, they said. I filmed them setting up the event and was told that he was out front. I walked out and found him eating a taco, talking to friends in the parking lot next to his Maybach. I didn't say hello because I was in work mode. He respected that and allowed me to do what I was there to do. 5 minutes later, he got excited when someone arrived, and I tracked him only to see Elon Musk enter the frame. What's interesting, and you'll notice that it's sprinkled in the documentary, is that for the most part, no one acknowledged my presence. I became really interested in that kind of situational dynamic and distortion field, if you will. Eventually, I started filming everyone on an iPhone, which didn't create a call to attention and allowed people to be themselves. When you were hired as a videographer, were you told that it would be for a documentary? We always knew that it was going to be a documentary. What were the guidelines? And the schedule? In the very beginning, I'd get a schedule the night before, and it was really surreal. I'd wake up or go to sleep, and I'd get a schedule maybe at 10 p.m. for the next day to start at 9 a.m. for a meeting with someone like Spike Jonze, for example. That was surreal. I would drive probably 4 hours round trip every day in my car with air conditioning that was broken. It felt very much like a fear and loathing type drive to Calabasas. What was the pay? I was never on the payroll. I was never assigned to work for hire. I had to take out loans and make money in other ways in order to support myself. There was always an understanding that I would make this documentary and that would be the career that I needed to create for myself. Let me make sure I understand this correct. You didn't get paid at all from him over 8 years? And you had to take out loans in order to support yourself? Correct. Then AMSI Entertainment came in and supported it afterward. But ultimately, what it was for me in the beginning was something that was once really structured and almost clinical as a way to film. Very clean, locked off shots. Then suddenly, he put the Trump hat on and everything started to have more movement. Following him around became like a dance. I remember getting used to that aspect of a documentary rather than this more observational type filming. It was always observational, but then it became much more run and gun. Suddenly, little by little, the schedule completely went away. Obviously, there were 3 months or so when it was all around these albums he was making. There was a purpose. I followed the story of him making the Ye album. Then he made the Kid C Ghost album, the Tiana Taylor album, the Pusha T album, and the Nas album. I felt like there was a through line there. But then he would come and ask for design help with Yeezy school uniforms or for Photoshop help since I had recently been in high school. I always said no because I wanted to stay in my lane, basically. There were always so many storylines to juggle. I had so much gratitude to even learn and observe what was happening with the albums or with Yeezy, just in terms of how he moved culture. I also was fascinated by the body language and seeing how people like Elon or Spike connected with someone like Kanye, looking at it almost through a diplomatic lens. It fascinated me. He went on vacation after the albums came out, and I thought we could continue in a certain way, but then I got a call. Hey, I'm back in the office every day. Pull up. That was August 2018, and within a week, we were on jets almost every single day. Chicago, New York, Colombia. That must have felt like a big energy shift. It was. I remember around that time we were staying in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. He was working on albums, and it was the first time I even attempted to toy with the idea of an edit. I was experimenting with,